Okay, so Alicia,
what
I'd like from you while we're talking, I'm just going to go ahead and get this recorded so I have it for my own documentation here, is I need your policy. You stated to me when I said after 10, the guy said that the other insurance agent said sometimes it's after 10 years, sometimes it's more than that they don't replace the roof. They give actual cash value. And you said to me, it's our policy. And so I'm asking you for a copy of that policy. Where is that policy?
It's not anything that I have in writing, Emily.
Okay.
Also,
okay, so
it's in your declaration.
Additionally, okay, but that's okay. So that's the other thing is in my documentation where we signed on and wrote and did the contractual information here, the document I actually signed. Where does it say in those 43 pages that after a certain amount of time, your policy will no longer cover these things? That after 10 years, the policy you're buying doesn't work anymore. Where is the documentation in the 43 pages I signed or anywhere that lets a client or customer know that when they're buying an insurance, a particular insurance policy with Liberty Mutual, that the roof may change, the roof coverage may change after a certain amount of years?
I'm not seeing it in there, Emily. I've looked at it. I'm not seeing it in there. So your notification is the renewal notice.
Okay, but that's something. But what I keep saying, Alicia, is that a renewal is an extension of a contract. That is the definition of a renewal. It's an extension of a contract.
I understand that. And what you're not understanding is that the terms change, so we included notification.
No, but it wasn't a notification. It was a renewal. You sent me a renewal document. You did not send me a term.
Endorsement was included in that renewal.
No, but you didn't send me a term update or notifications update. What you sent me was a renewal document, and in that first page...
And there's a page in there that says this endorsement changes the policy. Please read it carefully. And it gives you all the information you need to know.
It doesn't say it to the third page, first of all. Second, it's a renewal document. So where's the documentation that should have prepared me for the fact that renewal documentations also serve as policy update documentation?
It's not specifically spelled out. It's
okay. Can you send me what? Because you said to me that's Liberty Mutual policy. So can you send me Liberty Mutual policy that says that renewal notices will act as notification to changes in your insurance as well?
I don't have that in writing for you.
Okay. Okay, great. So just so you know, as I said before, I just want to make sure I got this recorded. So we don't have it in writing. There's no writing to alert anyone that any of this is actually the way it works.
Except for your renewal declarations page.
But again, a renewal is a renewal.
Page,
a renewal.
An endorsement that tells you the policy change.
So it's 3 pages in. It's not in the introductory, and nowhere in the email does it say that, nor does anyone alert you that is making a change. And what you're saying is that I'm supposed to know that my renewal, which is, it doesn't say anything other than it's a renewal. My renewal, which is an extension of the contract I bought, and this contract has the same policy number, that renewal is supposed to act as also notification of changes in policy. But you don't have it anywhere documented that a renewal notice acts as a notification of a change in policy, even though you also have on your website and in my account documentation for changes in policy for other items.
That's if the policy is endorsed throughout the year. So you basically have to look at your policy and see what has changed.
Okay, and
so
where's the
you've seen your premium change,
and where's the documentation?
Coverage change.
Where's the documentation that tells me that when we signed our contract?
There isn't anything that tells you that you specifically have to go into your renewal. That's just something as a consumer you would do is look at your policy every year.
Well, I've been, like I said, this is our third house, 10 years with you guys, and I've never had an issue. So why, after 10 years, would I think there would be an issue? What would alert me to that?
It's not an issue. It's just that your policy coverage can change over time.
No, it's okay. And so where's the documentation that says your policy coverage can change over time, and the renewal notice will act as that notification?
There isn't anything in writing that tells you. It's just implied every time your policy renews. To look at.
How's it implied? What implies that in what I signed? I just trusted that everything would be the same because it's the same policy number I bought, and I know what I bought. I know what I signed when I bought the house. I know what I agreed to. So I'm just trying to figure out from you. You're just saying there should be an implied knowledge from a consumer who doesn't work in insurance and there's a million companies that operate all differently, that through Liberty Mutual, in my 10 years of never having a problem, that all of a sudden I should know that your renewal acts as notification of change in a policy that I bought. I bought that policy, and a renewal is an extension of a contract. So that's the contract I signed. I did not sign the update and the change. So I'm assuming, since the policy number is the same and I've not been notified of a change other than a renewal, so a renewal is just an extension of what I bought, that everything should be fine. And you're saying that there's no documentation for the consumer around any of this, but it is Liberty Mutual policy.
Your declarations page that tells you, hey, this is renewing, look at it.
So what, but again, a renewal is an extension of a contract. So I know what I signed. I know the contract I signed. So I know that. And so what is it? When you say it's our policy, how do you know it's your policy?
Based off of the resources that we have, Emily, that's the way our policies operate.
And what are,
we notify you by sending the policy.
What are the resources that you have?
I really don't have anything, I feel like we're just going in circles here. I don't have anything in writing that is the fact that it's going to be actual cash value unless you get a new roof. If you're not happy with that,
I'm just curious because you keep saying like it's our policy, and we've talked about it's our policy. This is just how we do it. There's just implication, but you don't have it anywhere. So there's nowhere that says that this is actually how it's done.
I have it in our resources. I just don't have that in a format that I can send it to you.
Okay, yeah. Well, why not?
It's not something that we have available to issue.
Why not?
It's not a PDF file, or it's not a form that I can send to you.
Oh, well, then you can take it.
If anything changes, we notify you by your declarations page. So,
but
Emily, I really don't have any.
But there's no documentation that says that.
Cancel this policy.
Well, why don't you just send me a screenshot?
If you're not happy with the terms.
Can you send me a screenshot? Can you send me a screenshot of that policy?
No, I don't have the ability to send a screenshot. No.
Oh, yeah, everybody can.
Unfortunately, I can't take a screenshot of my screen.
Yeah, it's a little snipping tool. Every computer can do it.
Yeah, I don't have the authority to take a snip and email something for my screen.
Okay, so this is something that's hidden behind the scenes that you guys know, but you don't share.
Put it in your declarations page.
It's not. It's not. No, that's what I'm saying. It's not that.
Out until there was a claim.
It's not. That's what I'm asking you. Where's the documentation that says that that'll be my notification and the way that I'll learn of changes to my policy? And you're saying that nowhere do you let me know that that's that there's no documentation that says that's how I'll get notification. There's no documentation that my coverage could change. There's no documentation around that. And that you can't share with me the way that you know because you're not allowed to share it. You're not authorized. So that means you guys know something behind the scenes that you're not alerting the consumer to.
And that's definitely, you're right to feel that way. It says this is your homeowner's renewal. Look over it, keep the information. There's an endorsement on here that clearly states this change. So, it's sorry if there was any miscommunication or misunderstanding, but that's the fact, Emily. It's not going to change. There isn't anything to fix.
It's not a fact. It's just what you're saying, because a fact would have to have policy around it. But Alicia, right, with Liberty Mutual, correct? And you're a supervisor, or what are you?
I'm a specialist for Liberty Mutual.
Okay, and what's a specialist mean?
I have the authority of a supervisor.
Okay. All right. So you're Alicia with Liberty Mutual, and you have the authority of a supervisor. Okay. And you have documentation that you won't share with the public because you're not authorized, and they're supposed to operate under an implied knowledge without any policy or written affirmation or notification around that knowledge. Okay. I got it. You're right. I think I got everything I need.
You take care. Have a good rest of your day.
Thanks, Alicia.